The incomparable Roberto Duran of Panama, the brilliant former lightweight champion, most feel the best ever, but now with an eye on the welterweight crown, takes his top-rated WBC ranking and that incredible record into the ring today against young Joszef Nsubuga of Uganda, who now lives in Oslo, Norway. Look at that record. He is the 10th ranked in the WBC version. He has won 10 in a row. So round welterweight fight and our first Sunday of the CBS Sports Spectacular of 20 Sundays in 1980. Got a great award from the prestigious Washington Touchdown Club. Just landed. Congratulations, Angelo.
Thanks a lot.
I'm going to ask you right off the bat because Nsubuga trained in your gym. Tell me about him.
Is he Nsubuga or Nsubuga?
It's Nsubuga.
I watched the guy. If he can fight as good as he looks like he's like an actor. He's tremendous. I got good vibes about the guy. He's a good boxer, quick and smart, and takes a good shot.
He's 24 years old. He's solid. Just made the weight, actually 148. They give or take a pound in the 147-pound class, but he seemed very confident when we talked to him.
Well, I like the guy because he's got a lot of good amateur experience. He's been fighting since 1970 in every kind of African game, and he came in runner-up to Kalula, who's the junior middleweight champion.
All right, now about the incomparable Roberto Duran and Gil Clancy. Here's a guy who was not impressive in his last outing against Zeferino Gonzalez. He has won in 1979 3 fights, has not been able to knock anyone out. Where does he stand?
Well, I don't think he had any incentive in his last couple of fights. His performance is well lackluster. But now that Sugar Ray Leonard has won the welterweight title, I think he has a goal. He wants to win that welterweight title and prove he's the best fighter in the world, pound for pound. And I think this is the first step today. You're going to see the old Roberto Duran.
All right, let's go to the ring right now for our fight. Roberto Duran with only one setback in a brilliant career, Esteban de Jesus. In 1972, it was a non-title fight. He avenged that setback in 1974, knocking about de Jesus in 11 rounds. His last defense, 1978, 12-round knockout of de Jesus.
The knockdowns is Mike Borobito. The referee is Richard Green. This is the feature attraction of the afternoon. 10 rounds of boxing in the welterweight division. Introducing, in the red corner, fighting out of Oslo, Norway, weighing 148 pounds, the Ugandan powerhouse, Joszef Nsubuga. And in the blue corner, fighting out of Panama City, Panama, the former undisputed lightweight champion of the world, ranked #1 in the welterweight division. He weighs 146½ pounds. Introducing Roberto Stonehands Duran. 10 rounds of boxing.
So Duran is weighing 146½, and that's 3 pounds less than his fight against Gonzalez here in Las Vegas. He won the 10-round decision.
I gave you all the instructions in the dressing room. Do you have any questions? No question? Okay, good luck to both of you, okay? Yeah, I'll watch that.
And La Biblia del Pugilato.
You know, this is a tough assignment for a kid with 12 fights. He does have that amateur experience, but Duran is no amateur, and he looks a lot more trim than he did when he fought Zeferino Gonzalez.
Angelo, Nsubuga is supposed to be a fast starter.
Well, I'll tell you, he's not the kind of a puncher. I like the idea he's got rubber shoes on. He can move pretty good around that ring. Duran is wearing his usual type of red shoes. But the point is, Nsubuga's fighting him the right way. Cat and mouse game with Duran. You don't fight the guy, you box him.
No question that Duran is indifferent to aggressiveness, which is not the way most fighters go into the ring.
The oddity is that Duran don't get the credit for being a smart fighter. He's cute, he's smart, he leads you into leads, he feints you out of position, he goes over your jab pretty good if you lay the jab in there. He's a complete fighter. He was a great lightweight champion.
Minute and a half to go in round 1. Nsubuga against the ropes.
Step back.
We lost the picture and sound momentarily at the bell, but we are pleased that everything is now in working order. 10-round welterweight fight here in Las Vegas. Dick Stockton, Gil Clancy, and Angelo Dundee.
You know, you're right, Angelo. Duran has become a very, very good defensive fighter. He makes you miss those punches by inches. That's a sign of a real pro.
Well, Nsubuga, whatever we're calling him, he better get off those ropes because he's going to get knocked out. But that's the worst thing you can do with this guy.
Less than a minute to go in round 1. This is Duran's first 1980 appearance. He was 3-0 in 79. All of his victories coming in by decision. Neither fighter has landed a telling blow so far.
Yeah, but Duran is putting pressure on Nsubuga. He's going to get him tired if he keeps this pressure on him. Young kid's not used to this kind of pressure.
Time remaining in round 1. One of our 20 live fight coverage on the CBS Sports Spectacular this year. And let's look now at Roberto Duran from Panama City, Panama. Trainer is Ray Arcel, and I've got to ask you, Angelo, first of all, a lot of people don't expect that Duran would pick up as many knockouts because he's in a larger weight class now, and apparently the people he's fighting can take the punches a little bit better than before when he was a lightweight.
Well, what's different about it, Dick? The weight, he's not acclimated to the weight yet. He's a bigger guy right now, and he's hitting on bigger bodies. It's not that easy to knock out guys in the welterweight division. He's fighting good fighters, and I think it's been that he's not accustomed to the weight on his body.
Gil Nsubuga, a very impressive amateur record.
Yeah, well, he boxes very, very well. He's got that amateur stand-up style, snappy jab, move side to side. As Angelo said, that's the only way to give Duran trouble. You're not going to stand there and punch him. You have to outbox him.
All of Nsubuga's professional fights up to now have been in Europe, and he has never gone 10 rounds. Ready for round 2 here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And Duran trying to close in again as he pressured Nsubuga in the first round.
Well, I know that Eddie Futch must have told Nsubuga to get on his bicycle and move and give him movement, because that drives Duran a little crazy. He overdoes what he tries to do. Now, Duran is a more exacting type of fighter if you stay there with him.
I like the way Nsubuga keeps those elbows in and those hands good and high, Angel. He's not an easy target to nail.
Now, well, I like his amateur background, Gil. He's fought some real good fighters in the game. I know that he was involved with some of the best fighters around.
On the deck as Duran floors Nsubuga.
No,
slip. It's a slip.
He pushed him down.
Does not count as a knockout, and the referee, Richard Green, informs Duran of that. The judges are Harold Miller, Harold Buck, and Joe Swessel here in Las Vegas.
Duran landed a couple of good, solid punches, and Nsubuga punched right back.
Gil, I know why they call him Stoneface now.
Good right by Duran.
Nsubuga's a real good counterpuncher, Gil. He hit him a couple of good left hooks in that exchange.
Yes, and I like the way he moved to his right, moved out of danger up those ropes. He's showing me something. Just landed a good, solid left hook.
He has shown a lot of poise here for a fighter who's been in the ring 12 times as a pro. Nearly 1 minute remaining in round 2. Nsubuga coming right back at the ring.
I tell you, he's doing a masterful job in there for a youngster. And my informants, I'm very high on those guys from England. They told me this kid is a very good fighter.
Oh, he's showing me something right now too, Angelo. The only thing is that's some mountain to overcome. Never having fought 10 rounds, and then go 10 rounds with a guy like Duran who puts that pressure on you.
Well, Gil, he never had to go 10 rounds. He knocked guys out. So what's the difference?
Yeah, but who?
Knocked out Carl Bailey in the 8th round in his last fight, October 15th. 30 seconds remaining in round 2. Have you ever seen Duran in distress, Angelo?
No, he's a very calm, calculating sort of a guy, but he's getting a little flustered right now.
Final seconds of round 2. Round 3 here in Las Vegas. And Joszef Nsubuga has more than held his own so far against Roberto Duran.
I think he's doing a great job. They told him to jump all over him in the corner. They said pressure him more. Don't let him do his thing. Now, one thing we've overlooked, Duran never fought this kind of a style before. This is a unique style that was brought up from Uganda to Norway. It's the first time ever.
Solid left by Duran. But Nsubuga comes right back.
Didn't seem to hurt him at all.
Good combination. Something Duran was not able to do against Gonzalez in his last outing.
Oh, believe me, this is not the Duran that fought Gonzalez, but he's in with a real tough guy. Nsubuga didn't just come to take the trip, he came to win.
Nsubuga got hit with Duran's Sunday punch. He got hurt, Gil. Don't make no bones about it. He got staggered with that shot. But he took it and he's coming back with fire.
Once again, the records, Duran, 66 wins, 1 defeat, 50 knockouts, according to Ring Magazine. Nsubuga, 11-1 with 6 knockouts in his 12 fights, according to both Ring Magazine and La Biblia del Pugilato. Minute and a half remaining in round 3, and the body punches usually take their toll later.
Duran is starting to get the distance now. He's starting to really bang those punches in there, especially to the body.
The thing that Nsubuga's doing wrong, he's not jabbing with authority, Gil. In other words, he's laying that jab in, and Duran's countering real good with the right hand.
Well, as you pointed out before, Duran is a good defensive fighter. You miss him with that stiff jab, and then he counters. He's really nailing Nsubuga now. Nsubuga is hurt badly.
Minutes to go in the round, and Nsubuga being peppered by Duran's blows here.
Yeah, it's all over, Gil. Kid's real hurt. The next shot will get him out of there.
A solid left. And Duran, who's kept the pressure on, trying to finish him off here.
He's hitting him some solid punches. What guts this kid has. Look at Nsubuga fight back.
30 seconds to go in round 3. It's been all Duran here in this round.
Be very interesting if this kid survives the round, how Duran will go, because he really let it all out, hang out this round.
That's right, he expended a lot of energy.
10 seconds remaining in round 3. Duran trying to finish him off. Hasn't done it yet. Round 4 here in Las Vegas, and Roberto Duran almost finished off Nsubuga in round 3, but he didn't do it.
Nsubuga is still hurt. He didn't come out of the corner. He's looking at his manager.
Solid ride by Duran.
Hey, Nsubuga came out of his corner very, very slowly.
Okay, let's have it, let's have it.
Giving it right back.
If Duran wins this fight, this is a great fight to get him ready for Sugar Ray Leonard. Angelo, are you watching?
You didn't have to say that.
What about that Sugar Ray Leonard battle?
Oh, Sugar Ray will fight every welterweight out there. There's no problem with Sugar Ray.
How soon?
Right now he's fighting Nsubuga, though. This kid's not out of there yet.
Boy, he comes back quite resilient.
Big right hand by Duran.
Duran has made his living wearing down foes, peppering them in their arms and body, taking its toll later in the fight. He has 18 first-round knockouts, but not so much since he's been a welterweight.
Nsubuga's legs are not too good now. He wobbled pretty good across the ring.
Minute and a half remaining in round 4.
If Nsubuga survives this round, Gil, it'll be very interesting to see what Duran has left.
Nsubuga ranked 10th according to the WBC. And as you know, Duran ranked number 1. Pepino Cuevas is the WBA welterweight champion.
It's a good thing Nsubuga's in the condition he's in. He would have been out of there already. He's a well-conditioned athlete. He reminds me of Emil Griffith with his build. Not an ounce of fat on him.
Fighting out of Oslo, Norway. They call him the Black Norwegian. Born in Uganda.
I tell you, he throws very good punches in close.
Yes, he does.
Duran's out stronger than him in close, Gil, but this kid's getting his shots in also.
Yes, he is.
I guess it looks like he has weathered just about everything Duran has.
Except the pressure. He figures to get tired later if the fight goes much further.
As you see, less than a half a minute remaining in round 4 of our scheduled 10-round welterweight fight on the CBS Sports Spectacular. Just the second of 20 live fights this year, you'll see.
There we go. It's all over.
Right hand right on the button.
He took a lot.
5,
He took plenty.
7,
All over.
8, 9. You all right?
He's up.
You want to continue?
All over.
That's it.
The bell rang.
Where it is, and there you see.
The bell rang.
He was wobbly getting back.
Eddie Futch is now telling him not to let Nsubuga come out for the next round.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Well, sometimes you have some brave managers. But right now, Eddie's saying, please don't let him come out. And he's telling the referee the same thing. Let's see what
He
happens.
staggered back to that ring, that corner, barely made it.
Eddie's telling him to stop the fight. The manager wants it to go.
That's correct.
The manager is Eric Stenerud, who signed up Nsubuga 1978 in Norway, and there's a conflict over there. And I think that may be it. I think the referee...
Eddie won out. They're stopping the fight.
That's it.
No, they stopped
it's all
it
over.
now.
They stopped the fight, and Roberto Duran has won his 67th fight in a knockout here in the 4th round over very game Joszef Nsubuga. We're going to take a look at that round, and I'll tell you what, Nsubuga was indeed game because
Yes, he
took
was.
so much.
He came prepared for this fight.
All right, let's take a look at the knockdown. He got up. The bell sounded. He was saved by the bell, but Eddie Futch said no more, and the referee agreed. Here it is. Gil?
Straight right hand right on the chin.
Yeah, it was a good counter shot, and the kid got nailed right on the button.
Another
There you
angle.
go. Duran slips that jab. Right hand over.
This is the punch, Gil. Off a left hook. Bang. Watch. Comes right over the left hand. Left hook. Right hand.
But this was unquestionably far more impressive Roberto Duran than in his previous fights, Angel. You agree?
Oh, gosh, yes.
Oh, yes.
So Roberto Duran has won on a TKO in the 4th round, and we'll be back to talk with him in just a moment. Back here in the ring at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas, Luis Henriquez. Why don't you get in here, because you're going to be the interpreter for Roberto Duran. And Roberto, I've got to ask him first, certainly a far better and more impressive performance than he showed the last time here.
Dice el señor Stockton que esta pelea fue mucho más impresionante que la última y te viste en muchas mejores condiciones.
Es que la última vez, mix 6, you know, mix 6, and
Dile en español.
thank you.
Nsubuga here. Thank you.
Yo,
What did he say?
Well, he's coming in Spanish now.
bueno, que la última vez yo estaba muy enfermo
Mhm.
y el ETA me vio, entonces iba a aplazar la pelea. Y yo le dije que no la aplazara, que siguiera la pelea.
He got ill the day before the fight. His manager, Carlos Saleta, saw that he was sick and wanted to cancel the fight. But Roberto decided that he will fight even though he wasn't feeling well. And that's one of the main reasons why he performed in that fashion.
I know that you probably won't need an interpreter if I mention the name Sugar Ray Leonard.
I like to fight Sugar Ray Leonard.
Right
Leonard no went to me. I went to Leonard. I like to fight Sugar Ray Leonard. Anytime. Right. Knock him out. I tell you. Me champion in the world 45-7. Leonard fight to me. I like to fight Leonard.
All right, let's take a look now at the knockdown that ended the fight in the 4th round.
Ahí está el knockout de Nsubuga. Le trompa la cabeza.
Wow.
Was he tougher than he expected?
Dice que si era más fuerte de lo que pensaste.
Sí, demasiado fuerte, muy rápido, muy vivo.
He said he was very strong, very strong, and he's very smart.
Here's another angle. He seemed to take everything that Roberto gave him in those first few rounds.
Dice que a él le pareció que todos los golpes que tú le diste al principio lo estaba cogiendo muy bien.
Sí, correctamente. Entonces me di cuenta que me estaba asimilando los golpes y estaba, cuando echaba un paso para atrás, tiraba 6, 7, 8 golpes. Y yo me di cuenta de eso.
He said he was taking his punches, but he studied him carefully, and when he was going back, he was throwing 6 and 7 punches, but they were weak punches.
I got to ask one more question to Roberto. There have been times since he's been a welterweight that maybe he hasn't had the incentive to do that well, such as against Zeferino Gonzalez. Apparently, with Sugar Ray Leonard looming, he does have that incentive.
Dice que si tenía el incentivo de hoy para la pelea de Sugar Ray en el futuro.
Bueno, sí, por eso me estaba preparando, desde ahora me estoy preparando, porque Lene no me va a coger fuera de base a mí. Y Lene, para ser campeón, tiene que demostrarme a mí que él es campeón.
He said he definitely had the incentive for the Leonard fight, and he's really ready to fight Leonard right now, and he has to prove him that he is the champion when he fights Leonard in the ring.
All right, Lou Enriquez, thank you very much for interpreting. Roberto Duran, congratulations.